it's me, Hannah. So today we're going to talk about emotion, and especially the emotion guilt. Guilt is such an awful emotion and it affects so many of us, and in fact often mothers, because when you're a mother you want to do everything right, and we don't always do everything right. None of us do. We're not perfect. That doesn't mean you're not a good mother. So you do something wrong, you do something, well, that you perceive to be wrong. You do something like yell out because something happened, and then you realise you didn't mean to do that. You feel guilty. So your guilt is a thought and it goes to your body, and then you feel really quite, where do you feel the guilt? You feel it low down, you feel guilty. You want to punish yourself. You feel like that would almost justify doing it, like that's the way you're going to deal with it. Oh, it was my fault. And then of course the cycle goes round and you think more guilty thoughts, and then you feel more guilty, and the cycle's going round and round. And in fact it's so destructive, because it's not going to then stop you doing it again. In fact, with that cycle and with that punishment, you're just going to do it again, because you become addicted to that guilt. You don't even realize what you're doing, but you'll do something else to make you feel guilty, because you want to punish yourself more. And now this seems crazy, and it is actually, but this is what loads and loads of mothers do, and I've done it in the past, but I don't do it anymore, because now I know it doesn't only affect you, and affects you really quite devastatingly actually. Guilt is an awful emotion, but it really affects your children as well. So think, when you're being guilty and you're punishing yourself, or you say things like, it was my fault, but you're in that sort of state of self-punishment, your children are picking up on that. And even if you're trying to hide it from them, they still know. So don't think you can hide your emotions from your children, because you can't. They know if you're unhappy, and they know if you're sad, they know if you're feeling guilty. But of course, what will they be thinking? All they're doing is actually taking on that emotion themselves. All they want is for you to be better. You're feeling guilty about something you've done, the way you've acted in a situation, and sometimes it's to do with your children. Now then, they will actually feel guilty. They will actually take that on themselves and think it's something to do with them that has caused you to be the way you are. So now they are taking on that emotion as well, and that is the last thing that you want. Hello, my Freya's coming into the room. Do you want to come and join us for the video? So here's my beautiful Freya coming with her Wolfie. Hello. So guilt is just awful, and I really urge you to feel self-love and clear any emotion from anything you've done. Don't hold on to it, because remember, it's not just affecting you, but it's affecting your children. I love Freya's face. Your children as well. It's so destructive for you and them. And how could you feel guilt when you have a face like this, honestly? It's absolutely beautiful, and it's so lovely. And you see, your children forgive you everything, and all they want you to do is forgive yourself as well, and then you can move on in your life. You can move on in peace and happiness and joy, and just love your life with your children, and you're not passing those emotions onto them. So clear that emotion. Now remember, I've got a message come off my screen as well. Just remember that if you want any help with clearing these emotions, then come and work with me on my new course, The Art of Mindful Mothering. It's all about how to be the best mother you can be, by most importantly finding happiness within yourself, and then of course your children will be that much happier too. So bye bye, Freya.